when I listen to your music, you know, you can have a track where you're singing with a real shooter on the track. You know what I mean? Allegedly.
Yeah, I know. Allegedly, right?
So I think, yeah, man. I mean,
you know what's mad as well? Like in regards to that,
yeah,
I have to keep my ears on the streets.
Yeah.
So that if I do a tune with someone, I don't accidentally say the wrong thing that offends their art, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I have to have the Hood Chronicles every morning.
But you know what? I think as an artist, right?
Yeah.
For me, you kind of have like similarities of like, you know, when people like look at an artist, you are like the full package because like you produce bangers, you sing on tracks, and you spit bars.
Yes.
That is the full complete package. But I think the beautiful thing is with you is that you have a lot of personality as well. So your personality really comes out in your music.
Yes.
So I want to ask you, for you, when you made that track Bounce,
yes.
did you ever think that all these years later, it would still have the impact it has today?
No. But the amount of effort I put into making that song, now I understand why it stayed around for so long. Mm-hmm. That song set the precedent for every other song I ever made. Mm-hmm. Like, the original instrumental was made, and then I had to remake it, and then I was working at a place called Safe Estates. Mm-hmm. And my friend Donaeo, she really liked all the beats I used to write. So when I was writing the chorus, I'd come to her at work and I'd sing her 5 choruses, and I'd train her. She basically was my A&R. And if she didn't like it, I went back to the drawing board. It took me like 2 weeks to come up with the bounce, bounce. I think she was like, I like this and I like this, can you put them together? Yeah. And then I was listening to a lot of Ludacris, and I was trying to work out how's the song structure gonna go, because the song needs to go up and down. And then I did that, and then after all of that, Sticky, now remember I live in Cricklewood, and back then Sticky Studio was in Lewisham. Okay. It took me 16 times to mix that record.
16 times?
Yeah, 16 mixes. I would go all the way to Lewisham. And obviously my studio's not in Lewisham, so I'm going all the way there. It's like, change this, change that, change this. I've got to go all the way back home. Yeah. Come back. Do you know what I mean?
And for anyone listening, so what is the time? What time? What year is this?
Ooh, 2000.
Oh, wow.
I made that when I was 17 years old.
Oh, my gosh.
17, 18? Yeah, 17. Yeah, 17, yes, 17 years old, yeah. Because I remember I made the song before I turned 18, because in the music business, you're not allowed to sign a contract before 18. Your parents have to sign a contract. Yeah. So I made the song early in my set when I was 17. Sticky promoted the record for a year, and then when the song blew up, like all these labels were coming to me, but in my head I was like, but this is the label that actually blew up the song, so I signed with them. But I couldn't sign with them. And like, I think Jason, who was Sticky's partner, was a bit shook. He was like, like all these people are coming, maybe we should get his parents to sign it. Sticky was like, no, trust me, these cool. And then, just signed with them. Yeah.
And that's crazy, because you made a song at 17, which had a massive impact on the UK garage scene at that time. But it's mad because you wouldn't have been able to even really experience it and go to the clubs, because I could imagine, you know, especially back then, those tracks were, you know, that's vinyls. You know what I mean? Like, that's the days of like when you get a track on vinyl and...
Yeah, you have to go music house.
Yeah.
Get plates.
Yeah. So talk me through that process of like creating tracks back then, like compared to how it is now. Oh. Because you said you had your own studio,
So creating tracks back then was a lot of work. Like, you had to find sounds, cut them up,
no internet,
arrange them, no internet. Yeah. So you had to get CDs, cut them up in your sampler, chop up the sound, create drum kits, and you had to buy synths, and you had to actually learn how to do things. I made all my beats on an Atari at first.
Oh, yeah, wow.
I made Bounce on an Atari.
Yeah.
Did I? Yeah, I made Bounce on an Atari.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's mad. Yeah. Because I know there's a Wiley track that he made on a computer game as well. Yeah. I think I've heard somewhere. There was like a game, I forgot what it's called. I know someone in the comments will tell me what game it is, but there's like a game on PlayStation where you could actually make beats.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I think
game?
Pulse X was made on that as well.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, the process was just. Now when I think about it, it was a very painstaking process to make music. Now it's just pick up, plop in, make tune.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
And it's so mad because I think, you know, like, even for someone like myself, what is at my disposal to make comedy is like, you know, you have things to edit and stuff, and you can use that whole DIY generation. You can do it now in the comfort of your own home.
Yeah.
You know, producers now and stuff can get the right stuff because now there's so much resources for them to learn. How did you learn how to produce back then? Because that is a skill in itself to...
It was forced, really, because I wanted to make music since I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
I remember the day I was in my dad's car, he put on a rap CD, and I was like, oh, I like this. Obviously, I'm 6, I'm still not like, oh, this is my career, but I was obsessed. I was like, I want to do this. And then as the years progressed, I started understanding, oh, you can do this if you write this. And then, you know, seeing like Skibbity and people like that on stage, I'm like, oh, actually, you can make this a career. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But what was the question again? Just so I get back to it.
So how was it? I don't even know, you know. I got so engrossed in the fact that I'm still spun that you were 17 and made that track in 2000. I'm bro sitting there just like, you know the funny thing is, as you said 17, I was like 2000, I was like, so that would have been on a desktop computer. That would have been Windows 98.
Atari, bro.
Atari.
Yeah. But I want to get, because it was an important question. What did you ask?
What made you get into being a producer?
Right, there you go. Yeah. So, after I learned to write songs, I learned to rap and sing at the same time. Right? And then I was gradually learning to write songs. I wasn't great, but I was okay.
And what age are you at this time?
This is between the ages of 6 and 14.
Wow.
So I'm freestyling, I'm clashing people.
Yeah.
I'm known as the music guy in my area, my school.
But do you come from a musical household then?
Yeah, my mum used to be a performer.
Okay.
Yeah, she used to be a singer as well.
Yes.
And my dad, when he's in the car listening to Luther Vandross, you know what I'm saying? My dad used to be vexed all the time until he was in the car and Luther came on. If you were listening to Luther, I wasn't getting licks that day.
You know the thing is, because there's such a level of Luther track.
Yeah. And also when he goes, hi, my dad bust them notes.
Because you got tunes like, give me a reason, but then you've got them tracks like,
to all of them.
Will I dance with my daughter again? Yeah, my singing tone ain't there still. I see you look at me like, yo, big man, stop the singing.
Nah, I did not say that.
I was feeling it in the room, bro. I was feeling like Isaac looking at me like,
hey, listen.
But if I was me trying to hit this C minor right now.
Bro, run it, bro.
My voice was all shaking and that. So someone had gone to me, sing, motherfucker.
Bro, you know what? In all honesty, nobody can sing like Luther, bro.
Nah. You know what? I think the beautiful thing is, Luther is music. I always feel like you get to an age where you really appreciate and mature. You mature to that music.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So, at 14, I started working with other producers. And what I did not like is, back then, the DJs and the producers, they were in the front. So they treat artists as, can I swear or not?
Oh yeah, so wherever you work.
Yeah, they treated artists really badly. They treated them like shit, and I didn't like it. Like, someone would be telling me, oh, do this, do that, and I'm like, but this doesn't sound good. My gut was telling me this. I want to do something else. And you can see they're getting annoyed, and I'm like 15, and they're looking at the older going, bro, talk to your boy. So I just thought, you know what, fuck this. Like, I'm going to get my own stuff. I don't know how I'm going to do it. And then my dad was like, well, me and your mum saved up like £1,500 from when you was born. You're 16 now. Here you go. And then I went and bought a S3000 sampler.
Okay.
An Atari computer and a CS1X Yamaha keyboard.
Wow. You still got that now? You have that equipment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still got all of it now. Yeah.
Wow. I think
apart from the Atari, I wish because I wanted to gold plate that Atari.
Yeah. Because I think the beautiful thing is when it comes to music and what I'm always being intrigued to see where people started their journey and where it got them to where they are today. But it's always so fascinating to hear you say this as like, because I think sometimes as musicians, it can the story can get lost in the music as such.
Yes.
So it says, there's a banger, there's that. But for me, growing up and listening to some of your music, and your music is something I've grown up with, listening to tracks like Bounce, or, when I kind of got into my early 20s, I listened to funky house and stuff. And then hearing you say, at 15, I was producing tracks, that for me is slightly blown my mind a little bit. Do you know why? Because I think it's very easy to kind of mask past the what got you there and stuff.
Yeah.
I've noticed sometimes whenever I'm in an interview or something and you say, you've done that and stuff. When I say to people, I've done this and that led me there and that led me there. And I think your story is really important because as a producer now, producers are now here. Do you know what I mean? So you saying as a 15-year-old, you felt like the DJs would, treat you like shit, but the position you're in now is like it's like you've gone full circle.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm now in that seat.
Yeah, but it's mad because it's like you've become the producer to the artist, to the producer and the artist, to now the producer and the artist and the musician.
Yeah.
Who can do so many genres of music. I think that's the beautiful thing about your music. And I wanted to really ask you about, when you done Party Hard and those tunes, because for the music you done, at that stage was like, I'm hearing sounds and I'm like,
this is madness.
Do you know what's so unfair is that there's a generation who completely missed out on that. Yeah, but there's a generation who absorbed it so much. It's like, when I hear those tracks now, it's like, this is my 20s. It's the sound of my 20s. And because it was so prominent within the university scene, especially the Afro-Caribbean society, because for myself, that's when I was performing at a lot of these shows and stuff. And the tracks you were making was different to a lot of the tracks that were out because, Party Hard, is it's like funky house, but it's got this African flavour. It's like...
Well, I'm half Ghanaian, innit?
Yeah,
and I used to live in Ghana.
Yes, yeah. Because I remember seeing you a lot with Eddie Caddy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys have that pow. So,
yeah. That's my guy.
Eddie's such a good guy, man. I was with him recently.
I saw the clip with you, him, and another guy.
Sunday brunch.
Yeah.